Alright, we're going to go ahead and repair this small dent on the back of the 1970 Ford Torino GT Fastback. First step you can see is to sand the dented area, and I'm using some 80 grit sandpaper on the air sand. Now that it's all sanded up, we're going to use a stud welder. There's a little copper stud. I'm going to weld that right into the center of the dent, and then we'll be able to grab it with the puller tool, slide hammer, and pull it out. So find the center of the affected area, push the stud welder in, pull the trigger. Just for 1 second, boom, it's welded. Slide that off. Now we're going to use a slide hammer. Make sure it's on there tight. Get that slide hammer attached. You can see the weighted handle slides back, and it's going to be able to allow us to pull that dent right out. Now you can't bend metal back into shape without pushing on the high spots. So if there's a low spot and you're trying to pull out the low spot, you'll never pull it out unless you push down the high spots. And you can see that's what I'm doing here with the body hammer. While I'm simultaneously pulling on the low spot to bring it back to shape, you have to whack the high spots with a body hammer to allow for that movement. I'm going to put another pin right here next to our original pin so we can get a different grip on that dent. Give it a little pull from the side. Going to use the body hammer a little bit more to push down on the high spots while we're pulling out on the low spots. You have to go a little bit at a time, just a little bit of pull, a little bit of push, a little bit of pull right there, a little bit of push. And you get it into pretty close. We're going to need some Bondo steel, of course, to make it perfect, but it seems pretty close. It's time to cut those studs off and then grind off the remainder of what's left of the studs with the electric sandpaper grinder. A little 80 grit on our pad sander. Once these are ground off, then we'll be able to apply some Bondo when we get to that step on the whole car, and some primer, and this affected area will be ready for paint.